Lady Keturah. You are back with me on this happy Saturday, and it is story time with Keturah. Story time with Keturah. So we're still reading the marriage boot camp, and we left off at chores. Basically where they was discussing about in a marriage where it's not good to debate on who's doing chores or what. So, okay, where we left off was the answers to any one of these questions may lead you to a different direction than the issues of chores. Take your answers to these questions, open up a dialogue, and try to peel the onion. So I'll remind you of the questions. It was, what would your home look like in a clean state? What is your definition of a role of a good wife / husband? Okay. The question always to be answered is, what are we really fighting about? Workload will definitely be a part of the answer, but if the issue is respect, gender roles, leadership, or the definition of clean starts there. Always deal with the deepest issue first. We often find that when deeper issues are cleared up, the negotiation of a household work map becomes much less arduous. If you have gone in completely new direction from the discussion of chores, read chapter 5, personality differences, and chapter 8, fighting. This book is chock full. Is it chock full of ways to deal with deep issues. If you still find that there is conflict regarding chores, then continue reading. House work sucks, and unless you're fortunate enough to have a housekeeper, it's going to continue to suck. No one wants to come home from working all day and clean. No one wants to juggle kids, errands, cooking, laundry, and doing the dishes in addition to cleaning the entire house. Well, that's part of marriage, so get over it. Like, seriously, that it is. Even if you don't mind doing these things, you can easily and quickly burn out if it becomes your daily unpaid duty. Each person in the household would pick up after themselves without being told, and all the chores would be done peacefully and quickly with the help of chirping little birdies. That's not going to happen. So what do you do about it? You do what you do in every other area of your life that is successful. You make a plan. Simply put, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Without an explicit agreement, daily chores can lead to conflict in a marriage becoming an all-out battle, or at least a source of daily tension. So it's important that we get this right. First, we're going to consider various styles of task management. Note that each style can be equally effective. All you have to do is identify which one is a good match for you and your mates. Often couples get into conflict because they don't realize that they have two different perspectives on doing chores. Okay, so a team of UCLA researchers did the work of watching dual income couples prepare dinner together, a very common task. They find out that there are basically 4 different task management styles among spouses. Partners work together on the task without directly speaking. One partner as expert. One spouse assumes authority over the task and respectfully guides the other spouse's contribution. So the boot camp call to action with your mate. Discover your style. Discuss each of the interactive styles with your mate and identify which one of the styles best describes you and how this impacts your household chores. A marriage that always allows each person to contribute depending on his or her specific skill set is a win-win environment that cultivates a supportive and respectful marriage. This is one instant when your differences will provide strength to your marriage. So take advantage of it. Don't worry about cutting the list in half and making sure each person has a equal number of assigned tasks. Be realistic, knowing that some tasks are more time consuming than others. Try these steps. Number 1, assign appropriate chores. Resentment will be at an all-time low if each person has a job that they are good at doing / or enjoy. Chores that no one wants to do, such as cleaning the toilet, can be traded off every month. You should always want to clean the toilet in a marriage. Even as you prepare for marriage, I always want to clean that toilet. I cannot stand like no dirty toilet, especially inside. It should not be black. That is no excuse. Go buy a toilet brush and clean that. Go spray something, some bleach, something, spray, pour that comment, and get to cleaning that toilet. For real. Okay. Get everyone involved. Everyone who contributes to making the mess should be contributing in some way to clean it up. Even if monitoring and assisting the younger ones seems to take more time than if you just did it yourself, it's important to get your kids in the habit so that one day they'll be a good partner to their spouse. Exactly. Remember, your children is always watching you. So it's always right to do what's right in your marriage, you know. Stop keeping score. Chore agreements are not tablets from on high. If at any time you feel that division of labor isn't working, simply have a conversation and adjust accordingly. Effective plans are realistic plans. Get it done. Be your own motivator. No one wants to nag and no one wants to hear nagging in a marriage, of course. This is everyone's responsibility. Don't sit around waiting to be prompted. Now that you have a new perspective, you have communicated with your spouse about each of you would like to do or is good at doing, and you have made a plan. Just do it. Cleaning is not always going to be fun. There is not always going to be time to crank up the music and burn those calories. But it is a necessity, to a healthy life. A clean and well-ordered home allows your relationship to thrive. Compliment each other. A positive and rewarding environment is a productive environment. A study done at UCLA concluded that a sense of being on the same team and unity between spouses is critical to having a healthy, happy home. A hardworking heart is nurtured by verbal appreciation. Honor each other for your efforts. Boot camp calls to action. Now is the time to put what you learn into practice. First, get into a dyad, D-Y-A-D, I don't even know what that means, with your mate. That is, sit facing each other, knees to knees, making eye contact. During this drill, you will be having a frank discussion with your mate. Remember, boot camp rule number 1. When one person is talking, one person is listening. No exception. No exceptions. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Let me say this one more time. Remember, boot camp rule number 1. When one person is talking, one person is what? Listening. No exceptions. Encourage your mate by telling them that you want to serve him or her by sharing the responsibilities of running the house and why. Okay, so let's do. Discuss what chores you enjoy doing. Tell your mate what it looks like to have this particular chore done well. Ignore stereotypical gender roles. There's no reason for the wife to do laundry or the husband to mow the lawn if she enjoys being outdoors and he's happy folding laundry while watching sports. Discuss what chores you despise doing. Tell your mate what it looks like to have this particular chore done well. Now comes the heavy lifting. Just like with money, you're going to put together a kind of budget. Be sure to discuss each chore and define clean for each other. You might mean everything in its place and out of sight, while he means now that many piles on the floor. Now, that ain't clean unless you got piles on the floor by the wash machine because you about to wash clothes and you're trying to separate. That's a different story, okay? One person might want the floors mopped every day while another thinks that can be once a week. Yep, so you have to come to an agreement in your marriage, you know. Submit to your husband, your wife, you know. Yes. Okay. Now divide your list and work together to take on specific chores based on whatever criteria the two of you decide to use, like dislike, skills, difficulty, time requirement. If one of you enjoys cooking and the other hates it, there's no need to be fair or divided equally. Make a commitment to stick with the plan for at least 1 week, or better yet, 1 month. Remember, new behaviors and new habits take time to get established. And that, if it doesn't seem to be working out, just make adjustments. So the key takeaways for this chapter was managing chores is one of the top causes of conflict in marriage. So what we're focusing on, we're not going to let chores be a conflict, right, in marriage. Managing chores is often just the tip of the iceberg with the real issues below. Creating and maintaining a chore management system is one of the best ways to have a happy home. All right, so the next chapter will be personality differences. Yeah. So we're going to read this another night. You know, I'm about to go enjoy my rest of my nights. Eat me some good tuna. So yeah, I'll be back soon. And we will be reading chapter 5. All right, so I hope you all learned something tonight about, you know, how to manage chores in your marriage and don't let that be a conflict in your marriage. All right, I love you all. Have a blessed night. Peace and love.